Alabama representation, not a surprise. 4 Crimson Tide players among the 22 from the SEC in Mobile. Speaking of Alabama, G-Mac, what'd you see from Jake Coker in limited action?
Thought he was impressive. Obviously, with the quarterbacks not really having much of an opportunity to get in rhythm, it's hard to have an outstanding game. But he ran the ball well. He was pretty decisive in the pocket. He's just going to have to show over the next couple months that he can process information and react a little quicker.
3 for 8 on the day. Another Alabama player, Kenyon Drake, 7 carries, 24 yards. We know he's more than just carrying the football. Threat to catch the ball out of the backfield, and he did that.
He did it well. And one thing that he's obviously going to have to excel at is special teams, but he's already been a complementary piece in Alabama's offense over the last few years. He's a great team guy and showed a lot of burst this week in Mobile.
And the touchdown you saw there in the fourth quarter of the South's 11-point win. Dak Prescott, your Senior Bowl most outstanding player. Great for him, because I talked to Louis Riddick, front office executive and insider this week, said Dak's week of practice a little inconsistent.
Yeah, not a guy that's used to being under center, and it's to be expected that he might struggle a little bit in the Senior Bowl, but on game day, there's no one else you'd rather have.
Brandon Allen, what a senior year he had at Arkansas. He goes 7 for 10, 106 yards through the air. In fact, the only player to throw for more yards in this game, period, Jeff Driscoll, former Gator, who threw for 108. BA! Mobility.
Hey, he moves in the pocket well. I'm telling you, Brandon Allen is going to be on a roster next year. It's just a matter of where and at what level of the depth chart.
So take a look at the some of the notable performers out of the SEC. Allen, Prescott, Coker. You see the quarterbacks. We told you, obviously, about Kenyon Drake. And on the defensive side, Missouri's Kentrell brothers, who it just seemed like struggled to gain the respect and get the attention that he deserved. He went out, threw out 6 tackles. Jaron Reed, 4, and Jalen Mills, a couple of PBUs from LSU. In general, though, over the week of practice and in the game, what stood out to you, Greg, from the week in Mobile?
Well, a lot of the guys from SEC schools were prepared. I mean, you saw them go out, especially along the defensive line. Jaron Reed was outstanding. Several other guys along the offensive line played well. The quarterbacks, though, I think were probably the biggest takeaway. Jake Coker coming into this situation, probably the 4th of 4 when evaluated by the NFL scouts. Brandon Allen probably just slightly ahead of him. Dak obviously significantly ahead of him. Dak had an exceptional week, followed up by a really nice day, obviously today on game day, but he did have some concerns with his arm strength. I know that's a little bit surprising, but talking to people down there, was accurate with the football, did a nice job throwing the ball down the field. However, could not drive the ball consistent enough for NFL scouts' likings. Brandon Allen, on the other hand, outstanding week of work, exactly what people thought, very polished. However, 8.5-inch hands. That's very concerning, considering Tyler Wilson, the most recent Razorback quarterback to go to the NFL, struggled in the NFL as a result of having small hands. So something to keep an eye on there. And Jake Coker, a pretty good week. I think he surprised some people with the way he played.
Well, the hand size is something he can work on. No, it's not.
Not a lot.
Interesting that 5 of the 8 quarterbacks in the Senior Bowl played in the SEC, because Driscoll and then another Gator transferred to NC State. Jacoby Brissett also played in this game. What happens now for these guys? What's next? You've been through this. What's next?
Well, right now, they're just licking their wounds a little bit. I unfortunately suffered an injury in the Senior Bowl, so they won't have to worry about that. So that's definitely a good thing moving forward. But the Combine's only a few weeks away. This is the longest year of your life. Your senior year, as soon as that's over, college football's done. You have the Senior Bowl if you're lucky enough. That's great. It's another opportunity to go out and represent your school and yourself as an individual on the field for the final time. And then it's like warp speed. You got Combine, and then you have pro days, and then you have workouts, and then you have the draft. Then you're in camp, and then you're there for the summer, and then you're starting camp again. It's a nonstop football-related activity, but these guys are pros now. They got to act like it.